Hello, I am joined by H-Roll in the second game of the medium game semifinals. Jorikke has taken a 1-0 lead against Cvuu. Let's see what we've got going on here.
Stockpile and donate. Seems.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to leave yourself in debt with 0 cards. But it's happened. I've almost done it before.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, us mortals need to worry about such things. Uh, yeah. So if you open stockpile, donate down to 0, pay off. Yeah, you can always buy a copper at the end. I think in that line, but you just have to not donate down to zero money and then exile your stockpile. Um,
Alright.
I think you go stockpile donate,
Interesting.
but I'm not sure. There's a lot of different
I
lines.
guess like you would prefer to buy donate on a turn where you can also buy stockpile. Is that the thought?
So maybe you don't buy at turn 3 if you don't see a stockpile,
Right.
and then you expect to see at least 1 and probably 2 stockpiles. Then turn 4, play them, buy stockpile, donate, and have a
Yeah,
deck of a whole bunch of
something like that.
stockpiles, and then you can pick up Galleria, whatever. Build your real engine at that point. Because with normally stockpiles sort of clog up your deck as stop cards until they run out, but with donate, it's just gonna go so fast. Um,
Yeah.
I think stockpile, and then reassess turn 3, and maybe donate turn 3 or 4 makes a lot of sense.
Ooh, I do not like the silver.
Yeah, I don't think I ever want to buy silver in this kingdom unless
I could see buying one.
Galleria, the merchant, gives you plus buy, right? So you might end up with a whole bunch of merchants that you bought for plus buy, and then having a silver would be nice.
Yeah.
And with Galleria and merchant has been errated, right? No, merchant has not been errated. Uh, Basically, every card in print has been errated in the last month, so it's exciting times here in Dominion.
I noticed. Oh my god.
Herbalist has even been errated, and I couldn't tell why or what was the difference.
I think it's like you can lose track of things you're in the discard pile or something.
Yeah, it's just like I know it's an ability I've never used, almost never used in my life. So
Yeah, fair enough.
with Crown, I suppose Galleria is interesting there.
I
So
It's definitely alarming that neither player bought a donate with the extra buy.
yeah,
Oh, I see.
for
They just
Cvuu,
did
this
all.
seems pretty clear. Stockpile donate next turn, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got 3 stockpiles and a Galleria in your deck, and you've got a huge turn 5.
Hmm.
For Yorica, this is less clear. Did Yorica not pay money? Did they not play
Oh,
treasures?
I guess not. Oh no.
This is a clear. I would allow this undo, like, even like turn 5. Yeah, this is a fine undo.
Yeah.
This is a. There's no info here.
I think they know now. Yeah.
Yorica should definitely get an undo here. This is like the type of undo that IRL could never happen, right? Because when you're taking the 8 debt tokens at the end of the turn, you'd be like, wait, why am I taking 8? And yeah, Cvuu is a nice player, so there's been no new info has happened.
Even with the new info, you would always prefer to pay the debt. Right?
Yeah. So thanks to Maharath for sending the uh, whatever the message out through the ether that
Ah, yes.
Yorica received.
The spiritual.
Yeah. Um, I don't see any reason to keep any coppers for Cvuu.
Yeah, I
You've
think
got 12 money next
that's
turn.
great.
You can buy stockpile Capital City, maybe. Seems reasonable.
What do
Uh,
you do with Capital City? Explain.
Play a second Galleria,
Oh,
and then maybe
okay.
draw. Maybe use it for draw with Galleria.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay.
You don't have to discard with the second Capital City if you're drawing with it. Um, I really don't like saving a copper. Like, it's nice this turn, and then it's annoying every turn for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Buy one
So I guess Yorika
stables.
should have saved 2 coppers so they could buy the stockpile back this turn. Any thought to Cvuu just going ham on the stockpiles now? Buying 3, and then next turn buying the rest of them? And then switching over to whatever. Like
That
this turn, they
sounds
could just
good.
buy 4 stockpiles. The problem is, once the stockpiles are gone, your deck has 1 copper in it, and then you've got some stables. I just really like clicking 4 stockpiles here. It feels so satisfying. Take it away from my opponent, and then sure, my deck has a bunch of stop cards in it, but who cares? I'm gonna have like
Good
12
stop
money
card.
next turn. I'll buy 2 gold for Gold Galleria Capital City, and then it'll be turn 8, and I'll have a fully fledged clean engine.
So, what are you thinking for payload after the stockpiles are out?
It's a good question. Probably something you should work out on turn 1 and not turn 6 like I'm doing right now. But yeah, I was thinking a couple of Gallerias, a couple of capital cities, and
I guess, like, does Changeling enter the equation or is it too slow?
Changeling with Galleria is quite interesting, right? I think I can buy using Galleria and Capital City to get a bunch of changelings, and then using those changelings to get more Gallerias in capital cities.
Right?
But the gold
I
could
guess,
be quite nice in terms of if you're going to play with some gold, so if you grab a modify, you can potentially do some stuff with that modify later, especially with changeling the gold.
mhm.
I guess requires 2 golds, right? Then 1 changeling and 1 changeling, 1 gold. Play a gold, changeling a gold, and then modify the other gold into province. That feels
I
like a
guess
lot of
it's like
effort.
Changeling always has a turn of delay. So, like, if the tech is fast enough, it seems, even though it's like half price,
Yeah, the
seems maybe not
modify
worth it.
stuff doesn't seem great to me. The way I just described it, there may be a better way to do it because it's so slow. Like you just play both golds by province, right? Who cares? Um, but having the modified deck gives you some pressure that lacking the modified doesn't.
Right?
Stockpile, gold changeling or something, Galleria changeling, something like that. Seems reasonable. I think the stables. The reason I don't like the stables is once the stockpiles around, your deck really has very few. Um, really has very few treasures in it,
Right.
unless you're filling your deck up with golds.
I,
And Galleria costs 5 and gives 3 money, and gold costs 6 and gives 3 money. And Galleria has another special ability, and Galleria money can be used to draw with Capital City. So it seems like I'd much rather have Gallerias than golds. Yeah, so Yorick literal bottom decks the 1 silver with 4 merchants in play. That is quite sad.
oh my god. pain.
I mean, it's like 1 out of 6, I guess, but uh, it significantly hampers the payload this turn. And the payload's about to go off the stockpile cliff. This could be play all the treasures and just buy 2 golds. Or
Well, you can definitely count out your next couple turns because you know exactly what you'll draw, right?
yeah, donate is kind of interesting to me in like it gets Dominion analysis close like to chess, uh, where you're able to plan out your moves and your turns very very precisely because you know exactly what your draws are going to be because your deck is going to be so small. Which we'll see here once these 3 stockpiles have gone in. Jorikke will have 3 stop cards: Galleria, Copper, Silver. So they will, if they buy 2 stop cards here, they will draw their deck next turn, or maybe bottom deck a couple merchants. But wow, wow, that was not on my radar at all. That felt premature, huh?
Yeah, I agree. I think your deck does have 8 money though.
If they don't bottom deck a merchant, well, they can't now, I guess, because
No, they only have 4 stop cards now, right?
yeah,
So they have 11 money. So they can buy merchant province.
I have to think that Cvuu can outpace that. I mean, right here, Cvuu can buy province, um,
Capital city.
capital city. Maybe province stables is not crazy either, but those 8 cards have a lot of stockpiles in them, so they're likely to have a not full turn next turn, but like have 12 money.
It's like what amount are you building to here? Like 16? Oh, modified's interesting.
I hadn't noticed that Cvuu bought an acting troupe. I am confused. Undo.
They,
Undo. Undo. Okay. This is again one of those IRL you cannot make this mistake because you just grab the 2 cards at the same time. But it is. I've made that mistake multiple times myself. And it's just important to click the undo button as fast as you can, and then almost always a nice opponent will let you correct yourself. So Cvuu has
I don't even know.
copper, gold, 2 Gallerias stockpile. So sort of some question, do they need to add a little bit more payload here? I'm super confused why they bought an acting troupe. I did not see when that happened.
It was after they had pursued 2 gallerias to their next turn. Then they bought a farming village and an acting troop and drew the farming village.
Yeah. So.
Oh, perfect order.
Yep. It was like 50-50 for that order to happen there. I think that Jorikke's in some trouble. They're unlikely to draw a deck this turn, and this modify feels really dangerous.
Right.
And they
Also,
can't Dutchy dance.
Right. Isn't it literally impossible for them to hit 2 turns in a
They can hit 8 2 turns in a row.
Oh, you're right. They just have to hit the silver both time. Okay.
If but like if they hit 12 1 turn, they can't hit. And if they hit and if they hit 8 2 turns in a row, they're almost impossible to hit at the third turn. That's why I said they
Right.
can't Dutchy Dance effectively. They have to end the game now. Which is why 2 turns ago I was surprised when they bought the first province. I think Cvuu can probably just trash this copper here and draw. There's another Galleria down there.
Ooh, Peter.
I mean, I did say that it was down there. Uh, and those bottom 2 cards have, I believe, a stockpile and a farming village. So this could be province for Cvuu, and then they look to modify the gold into province by a green card next turn, if they can draw.
Yeah. Save the stockpile.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the other option would be.
Yeah, nothing seems worth buying that for money.
Farming village, capital city, and you try to double province. You buy a province, mill a province. That seems tough. They're gonna go province estate. Pursue what? They have the bottom 2 cards are good, right?
The bottom two cards aren't modify and gold.
Well, one of them's farming village, and farming village is a kind of a good
I,
top deck.
you just named Farming Village that, right?
Yeah, I don't know that I want to give up a stockpile for a
Yeah, so for sure.
because farming village is kind of a nice top deck because it could potentially filter some green cards. Is all. Um, Yikes. We just top decked a province.
It's okay, capital city in the hand.
Okay. And they bought an estate. So, absent a very bad draw order, Cvuu wins here if jorikke provinces.
I think even if they go touchy, Cvuu is likely to win, right?
I don't think they win this turn, though. It's tough for
No,
them to
you
hit.
modify province into province and then you buy province.
I think it's tough for them to see 8 money. They have to see both golds in stockpile. Both stockpiles in gold. Out of 6 cards.
Okay. I guess there's that copper.
There's a copper. Yeah, there's what is it? Province, estate, and 2 gallery. Oh, they have 2 gallerias down there.
I mean, the copper got the copper got trashed last turn. I think it's very likely.
Yeah, they're gonna see 4 cards of those 6, and there's a decent chance that Farming Village will skip over some of the worst draw orders. Does Yorika know that Cvuu top decked a province? I think they do. I just like Sivu's deck is about to fall apart. Or sorry, Yorika's deck's about to fall apart, right?
Right.
I think you just have to take the province and hope. Like I don't think the deck is too thin. Like you have to draw the silver every turn, um, in order to keep up. There's some thought that instead of like the 6th merchant, they should have taken a second silver. In hindsight,
The thought, yeah. I mean, this deck does get 4 provinces first,
yeah,
but that's not enough.
like this deck also could have done great use with a modify. You could thin the copper, and then you could have, like if the turn we bought province, we'd instead bought like merchant modify. We could have thinned a copper and then like started milling provinces, and maybe we start provincing 1 turn later, but we can mill provinces very quickly and thin coppers and do some other stuff.
Right? This is definitely a tricky spot right now.
I think I say
Stables. Couldn't they? Oh, they didn't have Galleria in play.
here's the problem with stables. What's the most important card in Yorika's deck to play?
The treasure cards.
How do we use it? Which card do we have to discard? That's the. Okay,
Anyways,
so
a
this
win
is a
in
win in
hand.
hand for Cvuu if they spot it. Modify province into province, and then Galleria. Wait, does modify up to 2 more?
It's just a straight up remodel.
I lose track of which cards say different card.
Oh.
Which I know.
Very many cards say that, like displace.
I thought there was one other one that I was confused. There's another one I think in allies, but I now forget what it is. Someone in chat who knows allies better than I can say. But that's a win for Cvuu. 2 wins for second player, and we move on to game 3.